is the finished product here on my face. And I really do like the way everything turned out. I really do like this palette, to be honest. So I'm going to give my honest review on it. There has been a lot of controversy regarding this palette here, and I just wanted to try it out for myself. When I first saw that they were releasing this palette, I was like, I needed to have it because of all the colors that were in it. It's like perfect for fall. And I have been in search for a palette that had these two yellow tones in them. So when I saw it, I was like, I just had to have it. So the day that it launched, I ordered it. And then after I ordered it, I started seeing a lot of beauty vloggers on YouTube doing reviews on it. And the first one that I saw was Alyssa Ashley, and you know, she said that it was crap. And so I'm like, man, you know, I haven't got mine yet, and I hope that maybe it's just a bad batch or, you know, whatever. But, you know, then I have seen some people say that they love the palette and it worked just fine. And so now I'm going to give my review on how everything worked out. This is actually the second time that I've used this palette. I used it this past weekend in a look, which I will put the photo Snapchat photo that I took over this past weekend, and I like the way that look came out. So just referencing it back to the Modern Renaissance. So this is the sister palette of the Modern Renaissance. They're pretty much similar. This one has all new shades in it. This is what it looks like here. Except for this one here, Fudge, they do sell as a single shadow. So you can purchase that as a single shadow on its own, but all of the other colors are actually brand new. And all of them are very, 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 very pigmented. They do have some fallout, but nothing that I would say is, you know, out of the ordinary from this palette here. So I do have a review on this palette and a tutorial, which I will link it up here. You guys can check out what my thoughts were on this one. But this is the way up. This is how this one looks, and to be honest, I feel like they have the same amount of kick up when you dip your brush into them as this one does. So for me, I've seen reviews where people have been hitting pan, and I don't think that I will have that issue because I feel like these both have the same amount of fallout, the same amount of kick up. They're both pigmented. This palette is super pigmented, and it's just all about when you get those shadows that are very chalky or give you a lot of kickback, you just have to know how to apply them on your lids. As far as the pigmentation goes, when I applied the shadow, I didn't really have an issue with it being darker on one shadow versus another shadow or a part of my eye or whatever. When I did apply this color Electric here, I felt like I needed to add my setting spray to the brush because it looks very, very pigmented right here in the pan. If you were to swatch it, it's, you know, kind of pigmented there, but to get the full effect of the color, I had to wet my brush so that I can get the full effect that I wanted to get out of this shade. This color here, which I added in my inner corner, which is Adorn, this one is very pigmented. I didn't have to add anything to the brush for me to get the full on boldness of the color out. But all in all, I would recommend this palette to anyone else. I feel like maybe they had a bad batch of those first orders. Maybe when they sent out those orders to all of the that PR mail, maybe it just wasn't a good batch of them. But for me, I feel like I spent my money. My money was well worth it, you know, spending on this palette. $42 is the cost of this palette, which is the cost of pretty much this one as well. And all of their palettes, I think, are $42. I do have two other palettes by Anastasia, which is the Master by palette by Mario, and then I have this palette, the Self-Made palette. I don't think they carry this one anymore, but I feel like all of her palettes have a bit of kick up or kickback, you know, or however you want to call it, as far as the shadows being a little bit powdery. I feel like it's no different from any other palette that I own of hers. So my review is, I love the palette. I will be using it in future looks that I decide to do. I am in love with all of these colors here, and I can see myself creating so many different looks. So if you guys stay tuned, you will see a bunch of different looks using this palette. This is one, and I really like this look. I wasn't sure what look I wanted to go with, but I knew that I wanted to use this electric color and the new wave color. So everything else I just freaked out along with it. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more looks with me using the Subculture palette, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.